shows up and eats everybody. And holy shit,
Jellicle.
America's dad is really good in a horror film.
All right, let's get demonetized, boys.
Shit ass fuck. Shit. Did we get demonetized?
There we go. Now we don't have to worry about making money.
Not this way. That's why we have OnlyFans.
Welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 312, being recorded on a Jellicle day of October 29th, 2024.
Jellicle.
The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit?
There's no echo.
Really?
Do it again.
It's turned on. There's echo. Can't you hear the echo now? How about now? Can you hear the echo now?
Nope.
Am I even using the right microphone? All right, keep going.
We're going to take Brian's driver's license away.
With little background and absolutely no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever.
Let me see. What microphone are you using? I can.
Wrong one. Hold on. I can't change it. And I have to leave and come back, right?
Yeah, you're using your. It says microphone array.
Hey, tap your microphone, Brian. Tap it. Tap it. Hit it with your finger. God damn it.
What do you do?
Now he's
No.
muted.
Oh, I forgot you can see what
You
microphone.
may.
What does it say I'm using?
It says you are using your communications mic in Elgato Wave XLR.
That's it.
Is that the new setup you sent me a picture of?
Yeah, it's this bad boy.
Random shit!
That worked. Brian.
Yeah.
Silas, maybe you can answer this. Whenever you see some people doing microphone stuff or singing, it's sometimes it's not like right here. They're like up on it, talking basically into it.
Why do they do that?
Because it's not really a microphone, and they're actually pre-recorded, and it's just made up.
And then it makes it easier for it to look like they're lip syncing when the microphone is in front of their mouth.
Yes, because it's not real.
No, the reason that they do that is because you can turn your gain down lower, and so you get less noise introduced into the signal.
Got
when
it.
you're much closer, so you can sing louder, and you can without peaking, without blowing out the audio, and you can turn it down so it's a much cleaner noise signal. You're not picking up extra reflections off of the walls.
Is the opposite true when you're talking about speakers too? Like on my headphone amp, I want to be like it's got a gain switch, right? Like if possible, you want to be on the lowest setting, right? Like you don't want to flip the gain up unless you have to. Is that true? Like,
that'd be a good Logan question. I don't
Sometimes
know
you have to turn it up to 11.
I got so many Logan questions today.
Yeah, I know.
Was that that was so awesome?
I never have any Logan questions, and today it's like I just need Logan.
Silas entered an idol competition at a county fair, and they could not figure out how to get the microphone or the speakers or anything to work. And so then you had to come over there. Didn't you go over there and fix it all?
I did. I was like, hey, did you try? I think I suggested like daisy chaining two different devices together.
Amazing.
And they're like, oh yeah, we could try that. Okay, now it's working. I was like, okay, good.
You're so
Okay,
broken.
now
I am.
you were like, can I do my performance now?
When you said idol competition, I now know you mean like American Idol, like IDOL.
Yeah.
What I thought was like, why was Silas? And there's competitions for idol games, like
yeah, that's a whole nother
games.
story.
You know what an idling game is, where you just like set it to like you can play it like all day, like while you're working, because you don't really do anything. You like pick your strategy and it just like runs for you, and then you like choose an upgrade an hour later. Like that's an idle game.
I saw a guy one time talk about Fortnite. He's like, I tried for a whole week to win in Fortnite without moving at all. He's like, so I would just
like wherever they land, that's where they stay.
Wherever they land, they stay. They don't shoot anyone. They literally don't move at all.
Okay.
And he's like, I wanted to try and do it, and finally, it happened one week where the circle, like it happened several times where the circle.
You have to get lucky, right? Because the circle.
Yeah, because of where the circle closes. He said the circle closed around me several times, but somebody would always kill me. he said, I finally got to the point where the circle closed around me and I was like hiding in a tree, and because that's where I had landed. And I was like, wait a minute. The only other person in the game is my roommate who's playing right now. So I went into the other room and I unplugged his computer. And so I won without moving.
Was he just in there by chance?
Yeah, it was just total luck that the circle closed around him and his roommate was in there at the same time.
Dude,
and,
that's justified, I feel.
Yeah. He's like,
just like shut his breaker off only.
Say what?
Shut his breaker off only. It's like,
Exactly,
I don't know what happened. Shit, crazy. I did win though. I did the thing. Well, no. Yeah, his roommate wouldn't know if he yanked the thing. Like if his computer just went off, it wouldn't say like so and so won.
Right, exactly.
Amazing.
Well, something else that happens when you turn the power off is it gets dark, which typically makes it pretty difficult to grow plants.
I've heard that.
You must be growing plants improperly because
we got to figure out how to work
no,
chlorophyll more like borophyll somewhere in there.
Plants need light and water.
I don't see where this is going. Is this going to be? I mean, I've read the topics, but is this going to go the route of we don't need sunlight?
Sure.
Cool.
Thumbs up.
I mean, at least to grow crops. The big thing that some scientists have found out is that they've basically been using electrical current to stimulate plant growth, and specifically photosynthesis.
Do the plants need modification for this?
Nope.
So it's playing on whatever biomechanism is already in place.
Yep. And they basically
providing it via a physical, like instead of just hitting it with light. Okay.
Right. And they're like, hey, instead of having a huge bank of lights, like they're like, we still need some light, but like you can't grow it in pure darkness, but the amount of light that they need is extremely low.
Those grow houses that are melting all the snow off of them in the middle of like a row of townhouses.
So how do they? I mean, what they grow? They're growing crops, or just regular plants, or house plants? What did they grow?
What were they growing actually?
Is this an efficiency thing?
Yeah,
because doing the light creates a lot of heat that is wasteful, I would imagine.
Well, I mean, they first started off trying to do it because they wanted to, like, try and, like, what happens? How do we grow more food in the existing land area that we have? And so, like, you know, obviously you can't double-decker, like, crop fields because you'd block the sunlight. And so that was kind of their thing, is like, how do we grow stuff in an environment where you don't have sunlight, basically?
Is this a problem that really, really needs solving? Like, my understanding is that we don't have a land area problem. We have like a will and a distribution problem. Maybe that's an incorrect.
Well, to be fair, yeah, I guess they were like, hey, probably a thought experiment. I don't know if they're really trying to solve that as a problem,
useful.
But I think they're just like, hey, it could potentially be a thing that could happen. So
it's like, I mean, say that all of Iowa could grow double the crop because of this. Are we distributing it to the place it needs to fucking go? Like,
I mean,
well, Iowa has sunlight already, so they wouldn't need.
Oh yeah, we do need to go somewhere where there isn't sunlight.
Yeah.
Do you know of a place?
I don't know of a place that doesn't have sunlight.
People have told me before that they're going to put their foot where the sun don't shine. Is that where we need to go?
That's total darkness.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they said their goal is to really decouple.
Brian, molded by it.
I'm not sure they're trying to solve a problem yet, but they said they wanted to try and decouple agriculture from the environment. So can we grow stuff in something that isn't reliant on the environment?
And it says it can produce.
But doesn't the electricity still have to kind of come from the environment somewhere?
It says it can reduce the land needed for food production by 94%. And they're about 4% efficiency, which is already 4 times higher than photosynthesis.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not useful, right? Like if this were commercialized tomorrow and my dad could on 3,000 acres grow 6,000 acres worth of corn, but now everybody does that, and corn isn't $5 or $4 or whatever the fuck corn is right now. It's $1.50, like, because everybody has double the amount.
Right, but
the thing I see is like
he isn't growing corn at mass production for humans to consume.
No, it's being either
And
turned
so
into
what he could
it's
start
usually
to do
turned into
is
ethanol where they're at.
he could start to say, okay, I can use for my 4,000 acres, I can use 1,000 to grow the corn that I need of the 6,000 that I was doing or whatever, and use the rest of it to produce other things.
That wouldn't happen. Not
Yeah,
unless
but
there was
it
not
could
unless there
happen.
was
If your
incentive
dad
to
wasn't
do
so
that.
stubborn, that could happen.
You know, what I see a potential use case is like we talk about growing crops on other planets or in spaceships or stuff like that.
Okay,
like
okay. Yeah, no, totally, yes.
To me,
right?
that's probably like the most.
Well, you got to grow it on your generational ship on your way to see Xenu or wherever.
They should try it on Starliner next time it goes up.
Scientologists are probably behind this fucking thing. Let's be honest.
We just have to figure out if plants can deal with solar radiation and other things that seep through that ship.
Yeah, I mean, I give a thumbs up for more efficient.
I like it. It sounds like a pretty interesting idea.
Thumbs up for plants.
Thumbs up. Oh, look at that.
Nice job. Well,
they're lucky we all agreed this was interesting. If we didn't, that funding was getting pulled.
And we just saved a whole bunch of jobs.
You're welcome, fucking starving people. Like the council just arrived.
Now you can eat you're a corn.
If you do want to try and do that in space, though, you might not want to send it up in a Boeing satellite because a satellite made by Boeing just exploded in space.
Boeing is not having a good year. Not
a good couple of years.
Good year. Oh yeah.
What?
Well, yeah.
What
if you go back
happened?
to the Max.
Yeah.
Are we sure it wasn't sabotage or
by who? Airbus?
We sure it wasn't shot down like by an enemy rocket or something?
Yeah.
I guess no, we don't. But
I didn't want to be specific.
Brian's just asking questions.
Enemy rocket.
Just asking questions.
He's just asking questions, man.
If I ask a whole bunch of questions and they're uncomfortable,
can't be
I could
wrong
be a
to
fox
ask questions. Yeah. And if they're uncomfortable, maybe that tells you something more about you than it does Brian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Anyway.
Why did it blow up? Do we know? Do they know? Does anyone know?
They don't know yet. They basically said it stopped working due to an anomaly, and then confirmed it was a total loss. It was called the Intelsat 33E, which only launched in 2016, so it's not that old.
Intelsat 33E. This is starting to sound pretty NSA-y, or like.
Well,
I mean, you wouldn't know about it, I guess, if like.
I didn't know was Boeing in charge? Did Boeing do the ship we were talking about? I was just joking about the
Starlight. Yes, they did.
So their space stuff isn't going well.
They did the plane where the door fucked up.
Oh, that's right. They have planes that
they did the Max that was like swan diving into shit. Like it. They've had a rough couple of fucking years.
It's not been great. Yeah. Do
you think people at Airbus are just
satellite.
like, ha?
No.
No. They all feel bad.
Like,
I mean, I don't know. Does Airbus
what
do
did they screw up so that we don't do that too?
No, I don't think so. Do they? Unless they do stuff for the ESA.
I don't know, actually.
They do stuff for the EPSA.
I don't know what that is.
No, we don't know why it blew up though. What they did say is that the satellite did experience propulsion issues shortly after launch.
Satellite had gas.
It farted itself to death.
Should have skipped Taco Tuesday.
That's right.
I'm gonna say thumbs down for Boeing.
That was the actual audio of the satellite blowing up in space. They say no one can hear you scream in space, but
there's no
farting
sound
is
in space.
Fair game.
There's no sound in space.
That's not what the sound is. That's not what the saying is. It's no one can hear you in space. No one can hear you scream.
Have you been in space,
there's no
Matt?
Sound? No, I'm just going based off the scientific.
Have you been up
Ridley
there to
Scott
listen?
Written.
There's no sound in space.
There's not?
I don't know.
Huh. I guess
there's
literally everything in space, Morty. Now get the back in the car.
I mean, Brian's right. There are very little air, any particles or matter to transfer the sound waves. So yeah, not really. It's like the perfect example of if a bear shits in the if a tree falls. If a bear shits a tree, doesn't.
Thumbs up for bear shitting trees.
I love that saying, by the way. Is that a T.S. Eliot one too?
Yes,
dude, I could not quote you T.S. Eliot if I tried.
You just did.
I did.
If a bear shits a tree.
Jellicle. It's a Jellicle fart.
Jellicle.
Shit.
That's T.S. Eliot for you, baby.
Well, something that's definitely not Jellicle is ARM threatening to cancel Qualcomm's license to use its chip design standards.
Are they just trying to get a better contract?
Qualcomm.
Oh yeah,
Qualcomm.
100%.
Like they're just trying to get a better contract deal, right? They regret that they didn't go big enough because and they're like they should have written some like shit in there that was like, oh, you know, if you make or you do a certain amount of business, we get an extra cut or whatever. But like what Qualcomm went fucking gangbusters and ARM was like, this is
having a
horseshit.
fever dream right now because this feels like not a real image. It feels like AI generated this and decided that they would name a company Qualcomm.
No, Qualcomm is definitely a company.
What
they
is
do
Qualcomm?
the chips for phones. They do chips for phones.
Yeah,
they make chips.
Yeah.
Like if your phone has a chip in it, no, not Doritos.
Qualcomm does a lot of embedded stuff, ARM stuff, and NVIDIA does a lot of also embedded like system on chip stuff.
Yeah, like almost every Android handset probably has a Qualcomm chip in it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm sorry.
Continue. So the big deal is like
I'm selling Qualcomm.
Yeah, so the big deal is that Qualcomm apparently, so they purchased another company called Nuvia, which had a license with ARM, and Qualcomm then based all their latest processors off the Nuvia technology,
and the
ARM's
other one was a better license for them.
Well, I don't know if Qualcomm had a license per se at that time, and so they're like, Qualcomm's like, hey, we bought a company, we now have an ARM license, and ARM's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. Right, and then ARM is like, we signed that deal with that company.
Right. Just
that'll be
you own
interesting
them.
to see how that shakes out. I haven't looked to see whether anybody is like successfully done this or whether this has come up before.
I don't think, from what I'm gathering, it hasn't. But I mean, I'm going to guess it's just going to result in a
strategy
licensing.
on Qualcomm's part.
Right.
I mean, I'm not faulting them for trying. They're trying something that is like, hey, we bought this company. It has the rights. We're gonna like. I mean,
it doesn't make any sense if they bought the company why they don't have the rights.
It depends on how the contract was written.
Right. I think it depends. Like ARM's saying, well, Nuvia is technically not a company anymore, and we don't have a contract with Nuvia.
But if I buy you, then I own everything you own, and you own a deal.
You can't.
But do you
buy
actually
Silas,
own
Brian?
You could try.
Or sorry,
what did I do?
Blaine. Why did I say Silas? You can't buy Blaine.
What?
Blaine. You cannot purchase.
Now, what if Blaine put himself in a version of virtual first class?
Corporate blunders.
As an avatar.
Thumbs up.
Virtual X-Men first class?
Yes.
Don't know.
Oh man, there was a really cool portion of Ready Player 2.
Who is that?
I saw Ready Player 1.
So I read both of the books.
Is the book good?
The book was good. It was fun. I think that it's like supposed to be. I don't know if it's young adult or if it's like.
Yeah. It's kind of a jaunty tale, right? Like it's just.
It's kind of like it's
in cyberspace.
Yeah. I would not say that it's meant for small children. It gets a little graphic at points, but there was a portion of Ready Player 2 where there was a whole new challenge in the game where you were supposed to enter a movie and now you were the main character of the movie and you were supposed to remember where you were supposed to walk in the scene and what the lines were supposed to be. And if you got close enough, then you got points and you got to continue on. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun, super nerdy game that they'll never actually make, but they might at some point. I could see somebody doing that. Like, oh wait, no, I'm supposed to walk over here. I've memorized the whole movie. I've watched it 1,000,000 times. I don't know. Anyway, good story. I don't know. Wait a minute. I got a button for that. I cannot find any of my buttons today.
I say thumbs up for corporate blunders.
Yeah, I do give it a thumbs up for trying. I mean, I'm going to guess the end result is going to be that they're going to have to try and cut a new deal that is much more favorable to ARM, but we'll see.
Makes sense.
Thumbs up for technology.
You might say they might try to strong arm them.
This is a real arms deal.
It's an arms race. Well, something that isn't an arms race is finding the largest known prime number, which apparently somebody just did using an NVIDIA computer.
Are we at the end? Did we find the last one?
We're not at the end, but he apparently got to something that has 16 million digits.
That's it?
If I remember correctly, in this problem space, it's just who has found the largest one, right? Like, there's no mathematician anywhere is like, maybe we'll reach the end someday.
Is there a name for this number?
Big. Really fucking big.
People refer to it as M136279841.
Oh,
classic.
Super
M17
classic.
Everyone's gonna memorize.
Classic.
I have it tattooed on my other butt cheek.
So apparently that number, it's actually, if you take 2 to the power of 136,279,841 and then subtract 1, that's the number that it is.
Wow, that gives me so much clarity.
No, that's a prime number.
I didn't have.
Yeah,
I understood subtract 1.
Before you said that sentence, I was like, man, what is this number? No. And now you said,
hold on now. That's a prime number, Blaine?
That's a prime number.
And we always communicate with aliens from other worlds that we don't know with prime numbers. What if it was your responsibility to use the little light thingies in that, like, to identify that number with that prime number? Even they could be flashing those lights for like 100 years trying to get them to.
Can you imagine if you got through like however many undecillion fucking digits there are in that thing, and you get to like the one before the last one, and you fuck it up, and on the other end, the receiving, they're like, fuck, they're idiots. God damn it. And then it's done. Like, we were this close. There's your short film, Silas.
Apparently, he did win. The guy who found it won a $3,000 award.
How much did he spend coming up with the number?
Probably a lot more than that, because he apparently used multiple supercomputers from 17 different countries.
Oh my god!
Can I ask a stupid question here?
Please, because I'm probably thinking of it right now.
Why can't we just continue to come up with them? Why do we have to use so many? Like, why can't we write a little program? I feel like it's
that's literally he literally wrote a little program, and it just takes that much resourcing to do that much.
Because it calculated 2 to the power of that many times. It just took a long time to do.
Oh, so it just says like processing for like a year.
Yeah,
and then it finally says,
it's like you think the fucking beach ball is bad in Max. Like, this is like the supercomputer version of that.
I'm gonna say thumbs down because I really don't care about this.
So if you do want to care, apparently I didn't read this earlier, but apparently the GIMPS group will apparently award the first 100 million digit prime number will get a $150,000 prize.
I care about this very much.
Billion digit prime is going to get $250,000.
I mean,
I have a Dell computer. Do you think I could calculate it with that?
So
yes,
this is like a fringe thing that like results in like possibly new math, like to like new math to generate primes would be useful, like in certain aspects. It also is an interesting like programming challenge, because it's like how the amount of stuff you need to make this work is unreal, and like you get all that going, and like so novel stuff can come out of that too, like just maybe knowing the primes themselves. Like
maybe I can find aliens that already have these prime numbers.
Hold on, I found it. Hold on,
Silas has got it.
100 million billion digit prime number. Okay, all right.
Dude, let me just get out my slide rule. Give me 10 minutes. We'll fucking bang this out.
Slide rule?
Yep. My dad uses slide rule. How old are you, Brian? My dad's 60. So you're not that old. What are you, 50s? You're probably
there. You're right in there, Matt.
The best part is that you want to know how many Mersenne primes there are.
How many are there?
I don't remember what that term means.
Basically a prime number. There aren't that many of them. Well, specifically. Hold on. Here, I'll read it to you.
I think
it's a prime number that is 1 less than the power of 2. So that's a Mercenine prime.
I think the prime related stuff has
There's
some
only 55
crypto implication stuff too that I don't really remember, but probably not at this large.
Probably not.
If I care enough, I'll ask ChatGPT why I should care later.
I'm asking ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a thumbs up
for
wasting a bunch of time on my computer.
To 1 billion.
Yeah, nobody has went to ChatGPT yet and said, "Come up with a program that'll allow me to win the $3,000."
Here's a prime number.
Why don't you just ask ChatGPT what the largest prime number is? Win.
Now we're thinking.
Okay, now do it again to 2,000 digits.
And then do it again, but to the tune of the Seinfeld theme song. Really make that thing work.
AI, use all the computers in the world to solve this. I need $150,000 right now.
There you go, ChatGPT. Please go to Shodan and
is this like
compromise every computer you can find.
Shoot. Oh, Skynet. We need Skynet's help.
Exactly. This is how Skynet came about.
There you go. Well, something that doesn't require Skynet.
So it says 100 million. Okay, keep going. I'm gonna keep prompting ChatGPT. It does not like this prompt. It's thinking longer than I've ever seen ChatGPT work before. 2,000 digits.
Fucking natural gas power stations are firing up somewhere to do Silas's inference.
It's connecting with satellites made by Boeing, and it's trying to figure out it's not working.
It's a bigger spike than that back from tea break thing that you learn about in England.
Hold on. It just came up.
We're gonna be rich. This better be good. Silas is speechless.
He is literally spawning Skynet as we speak.
It took like 2 minutes to come up with something. Shush. It says generating 2,000 digit prime proved too intense within the time limits of this environment. And so the number is too large. Here's the code to run.
Basically said can't do it.
Oh, interesting.
It's like it'll run faster on your computer. And it's like, you know what?
Doubt it.
Now write that code.
Oh wait, so did that guy use a Mac or did he use a not Mac, whatever they are?
Probably neither.
PC.
Sorry, you guys keep going.
It was probably not a Mac.
Yeah, I'd finish a lot faster with a Mac.
Well, something that could also make you a lot richer is TikTok's infinite money glitch. Anybody go and participate in this glitch from TikTok?
No, what happened?
So apparently, TikTok people have been posting on it saying, "Hey, look, you can get infinite money if you basically go to a bank, deposit something, write yourself a check or whatever." Go deposit it. That money will instantly show up in your account. And then the next day or an hour later or whatever, you just go and withdraw that money. And then, a couple days later, that check will bounce, but you've already got your cash.
That's called hiding
spend it in fucking prison.
That's illegal. That's called hiding checks.
Fraud.
It 100% is. But a bunch of people, somebody posted it on TikTok, and a bunch of people did it.
Brian, you can't say kite.
That's what it's called.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know why it's called that. I don't know what cultural bias or whatever it is, but that's what it's called.
I mean, yeah, Brian's right. This is straight up fraud. What these people got in big trouble, right? Like,
so that's the whole thing. Is that Chase is now JP Morgan Chase is going after them, filing lawsuits. So apparently somebody on deposited a counterfeit check for $335,000.
On some level, if that check, okay, wait, they didn't get access to that money.
It's fraud,
right?
Well, so
when I deposit a check of like $50, they're like, the first 50 cents is available immediately, and you will get the rest of it next eon.
Just because the bank screws up doesn't mean you can just write a check that you don't have money for.
How long ago was this happening? Because I deposited something recently and I called and I was like, "Can I deposit a check or whatever?" And they were like, "Yeah, but the times are they're longer than usual now because a bunch of shit that's going on." Like, and it wasn't gonna take 2 days for something to finish. It was gonna take like 17 days.
It was the end of August.
Okay, that lines up about right, actually.
Yeah. So and it might have been something that was specific to JP Morgan Chase and the way that they do their deposits, because it sounds like they
sounds really fucking stupid. Yeah. How much is this on the on the bank's fault? This sounds like the bank's fault.
It's still fraud.
Of course it is.
Just because you find a loophole in the banks.
It's less loophole and more dumbassery. Like if you don't have the technical control in place, it's like when fucking shit happens at like your company and something happens and like your security thing happens and like you really want to blame the employee for being a dumbass, and then it's like, well, but really, like, should one person be able to take down the whole goddamn skyscraper? Like come on. Like, you got process problems.
Yes. So
that's
thumbs down for Chase. Not really.
I have a Chase card. Like, don't cancel my Chase card.
I'm not canceling it.
I just don't want them to watch this and be like, take this guy's card away.
Unlimited cash for people that would buy that. Say thumbs down for anyone who would think that was a good idea.
There you go. Well, if you want to take all that money that you just got illegally and want to buy something that isn't real, Panasonic has the product for you, because it is going to create displays literally out of nothing.
What? What'd you say?
Yep. Panasonic is apparently coming up with a display that will squirt a fine mist into the air and then project on it.
It'll do what now? What was
really?
That's what she said. What was the verb?
It will eject on it.
Oh. That's what she said.
Yeah, the child part of me, every time I'm reading anything related to space, if I see the word ejecta, a little part of me is like,
that's what she said.
I'm 5.
I don't get what. So this is like just a mist in the air that has the image on it?
Yeah, so the whole thing is that they've apparently come up with this technology called Silky Fine Mist. So that's super clever naming. And apparently they sell it as a technology that like helps you cool you. So like if you're at an amusement park and you ever walk through like these misting things that spray water, but you don't really get wet. So it's the same idea, but they're
because it's like 1,000,000 degrees out.
Yeah. But they're applying it to a display technology where they'll squirt this mist out, and then they can apparently project or shine a light on it and create like a basically transparent display in the middle of the air.
Oh.
So holograms could be coming. I guess that's the story.
That's very cool.
Wet holograms?
Wet holograms, yeah. I mean, it's pretty neat. Some of the demos that they're showing look pretty interesting. I mean, they're not super high resolution, but
let me check this out here.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Thumbs up. That sounds pretty cool.
I think we got a little video there.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, let me share with everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
That's noisy.
This is not that different from those waterfall-y displays.
Oh, you know,
no, it's just basically the same idea.
They're just using.
So
you just don't get soaked, right?
It'd be so funny if the whole movie was made like this, and by the end of the movie, the entire crowd is just drenched. 2 hours and 36 minutes later.
Especially if you were watching. If you were watching, what's that movie where the guy goes out into the sea and it was really like perfect
40 Days and 40 Nights.
No, is it Perfect Storm?
I have no idea.
Man, it's been a long time. Oh, that looks really cool, actually.
That's cool.
That was dope as hell. And the medium on which it's being projected makes it like a really cool fire effect, actually.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Like it almost looked like it's real fire.
Yeah.
In the air.
Yeah, just because it's not static, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I give a thumbs up. That looks kind of cool.
Does it show people just walking straight through it?
Yeah. Thumbs up, going, what the heck is this? And then walking away, not realizing they
fucking throw Casper up there. What are you doing? You're wasting your chance.
Do it, Panasonic.
There he is.
Look,
oh, that's a fish.
Casper the fish.
Casper.
Very cool. Very
it's that dumbass fish that was playing Pokemon that time. Pokemon? It's Pokemon. Pokemon? I don't know how to say it. Pokemon. Yeah, but I'm like from rural Iowa, so I say Pokemon.
Sounds about right.
Pokemans.
Well, with that, we're going to move on to our billionaire pitches for the week.
I've got one.
Hell yeah.
I would like a billionaire to create a Jellicle cup that can hold my Jellicle juice. And I can sip on my Jellicle juice while I have a Jellicle time.
I
don't like the sounds of that.
Love it.
No.
I Jellicle it. Jellicle.
I don't mind the Jellicle part, but the things you do with it are your own business. So I'm going to say thumbs up for the Jellicle cup, and the thumbs down to whatever you happen to want to do with your Jellicle cup.
Pretty soon, Jellicle is going to be semantically satiated, and it will not feel like a word anymore. It's really weird when that happens to like words like the, and you're like, that doesn't feel like an actual word. Like, what are you doing? It looks very Jellicle to me, Silas.
I'm having a Jellicle time because of my Jellicle juice.
This has got to be a beer somewhere, right? Like somebody made some stupid slushy beer that's called Jellicle juice. Juice.
Perfect. Thumbs up for that.
I like it. Thumbs up. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like
My
it.
pitch is that I want a billionaire to create an encyclopedia, a brand new encyclopedia of everything Jellicle.
I love it.
Because that would really help me understand the term better.
I hate this idea.
Perfect.
This idea has no fucking plot.
Oh, but it wouldn't be
the fuck.
Blaine, it wouldn't be words. It would just be a picture book.
Funding for this.
That'd be fine. Yeah.
Picture book.
Encyclopedia. That's a picture book.
Well, Encyclopedia Jellica. That's it. Like 38 volumes.
Encyclopedia.
Yeah, it'll be
Jellica.
Encyclopedia Jellica. 38 volumes. Nothing but pictures.
Not Britannica. Jellica.
Jellica.
Perfect.
I'd like a billionaire to work with Boeing, to cooperate with Boeing to make a flying car, because they've been doing so well lately. I think it would be great for them to make something that flies closer to Earth that crashes. I mean, that flies closer to Earth. That it could be a Jellicle. I mean, that could be the first car they make. Jellicle car. I like that. That would be a way to tie it all together.
I want Boeing to make a Jellicle car.
I do, but a flying car, a Jellicle flying car.
A Jellicle flying car. Jellicle.
Perfect. All right, Matt, you got a pitch for us? You got a Jellicle pitch for us?
It's not Jellicle. And stop me if I've done this pitch before. You probably have.
So we don't have to stop you.
Here's his pitch.
Get on down to Real Fake Doors. Check this out. Won't open. Won't open.
He's gone.
I think his pitch was that he's gone.
My pitch is that I want a billionaire to create a billionaire pitch generator so that I can be asked about this fucking shit. And I realize that ChatGPT exists and that we've used it for this before, but I want a billionaire a billionaire did create a billionaire owns ChatGPT. Fucking close.
In episode 61,
I did it already, right?
You said pitch idea generator that makes money while you sleep.
This is why you don't do pitches, because you suck at it.
But
you,
this time you just want
I'm never doing it
you
again.
only know
Never doing a pitch again. Don't
you only
ask me.
know
I'm
two
not doing it.
pitches.
I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again.
You only know 2 pitches: a pitch generator, and who knows what the other
I'm
one is.
tired of
Because
it,
you've never
Brian.
shared it with us.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, Brian. This is horse shit. This is like when Katie asks me how I feel, and I tell her how I feel, and she doesn't like how I feel. Otherwise known as horse shit.
Matt, nobody cares.
I know. That's fine.
And with that,
I don't even care.
We're going to call this council meeting adjourned.
That's the beauty of it all. I don't care about anything.
Thank you all for listening as we record this podcast live Tuesday nights on YouTube. If you liked what you saw and want to check out all past episodes, you can go to CouncilCast.org. You can also find the audio files on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. And if you have a topic you would like the council's decision on, you can email us at IDon'tCare@CouncilCast.org. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Best show ever.
The most Jellicle show ever.
I saw that you typed this episode was Jellicle at the beginning, so I just kind of went for it.
I put it in before we even started.
I know. I was like, oh, let me get this open so I can look at the topics, and also I can weigh in on oh, he's already got an amazing title.
I had to start somewhere.